Hey y'all, my name is Phoenix, and today we have another unboxing from Puzzlcrate. This is the November 2024 box, so let's go ahead and open it up and see what we got. And don't worry about the black scribbles, that was something that was written on top of the box. I wasn't sure if I was allowed to have that on camera or if I wanted to, so I just scribbled it out, so don't worry about that. So let's see what we got here. I think I know what one of them is. So something from Cube for You. I actually don't know what's in here. And a basketball cube. Nice. And then the cards. Anything else in the box? I don't see it. So let's see what we have today. So, starting off, we have the basketball 3x3. As the name suggests, this is a 3x3 that has been modified to look like a basketball. Not only is the shape reminiscent of a basketball, but the texture also feels like a real basketball. Once scrambled, the goal is to line up all the black lines again. Due to the pieces all being the same color, this is easier to solve than a normal 3x3. Each turn slides nicely into place with a satisfying click. This is another puzzle that looks great in a collection or at work/school. And then, ooh, the cubic 3x3x5. This isn't your normal 3x3x5. Unlike a typical 3x3x5, this one has a cubic shape and does not shapeshift due to the squished top and bottom layers. Normal 3x3x5s are rectangular and shapeshift like crazy when scrambled. Even if you already know how to solve the 3x3x5, the cubic version offers a fun and unique solving experience. You can even solve it like a 3x3 if you don't mix up the squished layers. The puzzle turns well with a sandy and swishy feel. Enjoy. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with the basketball cube, since this one will be the simpler one. Now, I've seen this on a couple different YouTube channels. It's a little heavier and smaller than I thought it was gonna be, but I didn't really have much of an intent of actually getting it myself, since it just seemed like a basic 3x3 shape mod, and I wasn't really into those kinds of things. But it overall doesn't look too bad, so just checking out the turning here. It's a little bit dusty, but overall not too bad, and yeah, it does click a little bit. It is nice. I do like the texture. It does feel like an actual basketball. So yeah, let's just go ahead and give it a scramble. Not much else to really say about this one. It doesn't turn fantastically, especially compared to a couple speed cubes that I have gotten and will be getting soon, so keep an eye out for that. But overall, it doesn't turn too bad, so I think I'll go ahead and leave it at that. So yeah, this should be very easy. The only thing we really need to worry about is just making sure these centers are all oriented correctly, which should not be an issue at all. So there we go. There's a few of our edges done. Now, I believe it's all going to go in this direction, so I'm just going to go ahead and sledge this pair in. Then this pair I can put in just like that. This pair I can sledge. It's probably not going to be exactly how it came out of the box, but I'm sure it'll be close enough. And it looks like it's F2L done. It's definitely a little bit messy, but that's alright. In fact, I'm actually just going to go ahead and flip this one to maybe make it look a little better. Yeah, I guess that looks maybe a little... Oh, wait a second. Yeah, some of these are upside down, so... Yeah, some of these edges actually, I think they're upside down a little bit, like this one. Yeah, that actually might make it a little bit trickier, but I don't think it should be too tough. It definitely is a little bit strange, but let's turn that over, and then we can also turn this over. It feels nice enough, but it definitely is a little bit awkward to handle, but I don't think that's a terrible thing. So we'll sledge that one in, and then I'll probably put in yeah, it's definitely not centered, which is probably the thing that's bothering me the most, but I'm sure it'll be all right. we'll just go ahead and do that. Good enough, I guess. I suppose that adds a little bit of challenge to this, but not really for the reason I would like. And there we go. That one is down, and I suppose the last corner goes there, and then the last middle layer edge is gonna go there. Turning is definitely a little awkward. It's hard to turn a sphere for sure. Let's see here. I think there are, I mean, it looks solved. It definitely looks solved enough, and if you took a quick glance, you wouldn't need to worry about it too much, but some of it does look a little off. I think I might just go ahead and leave it at that. I don't think there's really a particular solved state apart from just making everything line up like that. And even though it does look a little crooked, I might have a look at it later, but I'm not gonna do the same thing that I did with the peach. I just don't want to. So that's the basketball cube. And now, I don't even know what this looks like. I've never seen this puzzle before. The cubic 3x3x5 from Cube for You, and I'm gonna go ahead and open it from the bottom because that'll be easier. So, all right, that actually looks pretty cool. So the cubic cuboids are not something that I really thought I would dabble in too much, because every cuboid that I have had, apart from, I can't see where they are from where I'm sitting right now, but apart from a couple of cuboids, I think, they've pretty much all been fully proportional, but this is the first one that isn't. So I think that's going to be pretty nice. So I do know most of what I need to know on how to solve it. I think this actually is going to be pretty fun, and the turning actually feels pretty nice. It's a little bit loose. Oh, these bottom layers are a little bit catchy. It's definitely a bit loose, but I didn't say the turning is too bad, actually. I actually like this quite a bit. So let's go ahead and give it a scramble. So since this is a cuboid, we're going to want to scramble it a little bit differently than a normal cube. So I'm doing 180-degree turns on the colored layers, not the white and yellow, so that I can break up a lot of these pieces. And then once I'm happy with that, like, I'll do one more of those. Yeah, once I'm happy with that, then we start scrambling it like a normal 3x3. And because this is a cubic version of the puzzle, now I don't have a normal 3x3x5. I do have a 3x3x7. That was out of my first ever Puzzlcrate all the way back in 2019 before I even started my channel. I do have a 3x3x7 that's fully proportional, and it gets really wild. You probably would have seen that a couple times. But I don't actually have a normal 3x3x5, which I find very interesting, so I might actually have to get that, but I don't know if Wit even makes them anymore. I know Calvin's puzzle does, but I do know that they put the red and orange on the top and bottom, which I don't really agree with, but what are you gonna do? So let's go ahead and get started. So our first step is we want to kind of get this back into its cuboid state. We don't want to put all the pieces where they're supposed to go right away. So we've got ourselves our quote-unquote white cross, and then we've also got all but one corner placed in. So I'm just going to do that. Now it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter where any of the corners go. However, since we are going to be solving the middle layer first, because you want to solve the middle first for a cuboid and then work your way outwards, we want to make sure that our middle layer pieces are actually in the correct spot. So these two are, but they are flipped. So we got to go ahead and do that. I actually really like the way this puzzle moves just right away. Now there is one algorithm for cuboids that I have had trouble remembering, and that is the parity algorithm. Hopefully we don't get that, so I don't have to deal with that. But if we do, I might have to quickly Google it just so that I can finish this solve. So I apologize for that, but so this is just like a normal OLL, and we don't need to worry about PLL just yet. So we are now going to start working on the inner layers, not these very outer layers. So we're going to start working on this. And it doesn't really matter where they get placed right away. because I believe that, yeah, I believe we could share that with the top and the bottom. So that's all of our bottom layer edges, I suppose. You could call them centers, but I think they're actually supposed to be considered edges. So now we're just going to do the classic corner drop algorithm. And then we're going to go ahead and just do that until the bottom layer is solved. And it looks like we are just one down, so that would be this one. And that would give us a possible parity, but we're going to have to see what happens. So do we have headlights? It doesn't look like we have headlights. So let's go ahead and do this. Now we actually do have headlights. So we're going to go ahead and solve it again. A little bit of catching, but not too bad. So another corner drop, and then there we go. And then it looks like we didn't get parity with this inner layer, but we might have got it for the outer layer if we're not careful. So we just... Actually, wait, no. Yeah, we did get it. Okay, so I don't remember the algorithm for this, and I don't remember the orientation that you're supposed to hold it in. So let me try this. I'm gonna try it once, and if I horribly fail, I'll probably not do it again. Nope, that didn't quite work. I think I just made a weird pattern. So let's go ahead and fix that. That definitely was not the correct algorithm. And it looks like we now have a JB, but okay. I think that actually did fix the parity. So it's definitely not the correct algorithm, but I'll stick with it for now if I remembered what I did. And I'll do my best to actually look up the correct one before I actually do my solving all my puzzle streams next year. So that is the inner two layers done. So now we're gonna go ahead and worry about our white layer. So red's on this side, so I'll go ahead and put blue in. And then I'll put green in, and then orange in. And then I suppose now we're gonna go ahead and drop corners. So I'll go ahead and do this. No. Here's what I'm gonna do. This might reduce the risk of a parity if I only do that. And then what I'm gonna do, when we drop this corner, it'll displace this one and allow me to put it in just like that. So that's our bottom layer solved. So now we just have to get the top layer. And it looks like this is a V-perm. So I don't think that means we get parity. But I just need to be mindful of, you know, corner drops. But it doesn't look like we got parity, because I think if you get what looks like a normal PLO, then I think you should be fine. So it looks like we are home free there. If it'll turn. Okay, now I'm starting to get a little catching, but overall that is done. And with a little U2 there. So yeah, I didn't have to look up the parity algorithm, even though I did mess it up. But that actually was pretty fun. I like the way this puzzle looks, and I like the way it feels. I'm not sure if I would say it was as fun as the 4x4 mirror cube that I got back in September, but this is definitely up there. It was one of the more fun puzzles that I got this year. And then putting that alongside the basketball, I'm not sure if I would say the basketball is as fitting for, you know, November, because it's usually football season in the fall, but I think I think it's a nice enough addition. I can't say I was really aiming to get it, but I have it, and that's that. And I don't really intend to sell anything in my collection, so yeah, overall a pretty nice crate, 2 puzzles that I did not have before, and 2 pretty nice ones at that. So that will be it for me for this video. If you enjoyed this, then please be sure to leave a like, and if you don't want to miss anything from me in the future, then please consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications so you do not miss any future uploads. I have a big order of speed cubes on this way from the cubicle that will get here probably tomorrow at the time of recording this. By the time this goes up, I probably would have already recorded that video and got that prepared to be edited. So just keep an eye out for that. It'll probably go up a week after this one does. Yeah, that will be it for me for this video. Oh, actually, hold up. I also want to mention, I also do cubing and gaming videos. I've been more focused on cubing this year, but hopefully that will change soon. I'll be able to start doing gaming videos proper again, maybe by next year, hopefully. I'm hoping to keep up a bi-weekly schedule, but I kind of did a bad job with that for this year, and now the year's almost over. It's all right, but oh well. So yeah, and then another thing, last thing I'm going to say before I sign off. At the end of this year, I plan on making a big collection video showing every puzzle that I have in my collection, which is going to be a pretty big project for me, so I hope that interests you. And then also, I plan on scrambling up every puzzle that I have in my collection and then attempting to solve them all on live stream for next year. So hopefully I'll be able to do that, and it seems pretty exciting for me, and I'm pretty excited to do that. So hopefully you guys are also interested in that. But that will be it for me for this video. I will see you next time. Farewell.